All right, guys. Probably the most sobering take that I've heard from this Canelo Alvarez fight versus Terence Crawford. The most sobering. I've heard a lot of nonsense. I've heard some decent takes. But this one by far is the most honest one, guys. It's the most honest one, and it comes from not the one and only Abel Sanchez. He's been out of the game, but he just recently came back. I know you haven't heard what he said because I've been hearing what everyone said, and they're kind of tiptoeing in it. But this is what I like about Abel, man. He always just puts it up front and tells you how it is. Anyway, let's see what he has to say about the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight. Most sobering take that I've heard.
First of all, Terence Crawford is a Hall of Famer. Terence Crawford is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think that he's a great talent, but we have weight divisions for a reason. If Terence had taken maybe 2-3 years and fought 3 or 4 guys at that weight to prepare for Canelo, I think it'd be a better fight. As we had with Golovkin fighting Kell Brook, the first 3 or 4 rounds, in my opinion, will be difficult for Canelo because of the speed. But once he assimilates the speed, I think it's a fight where, as you've seen in Canelo fights, by the 5th or 6th round, it becomes a sparring match for him. He doesn't seem to want to knock anybody out. He just wants to beat you up. So I think that the strength and the size of Canelo will take its toll on Terence in the middle of the fight, and I think Canelo cruises on to a victory.
One thing I haven't heard anyone say when it comes to Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez is, why didn't Terence Crawford have a couple of fights, at least at 160 or something, just to work in the weight? Nobody's saying that, and I don't know why. And he'll talk about the Madrigal fight, and he's gonna have a different take than what you're hearing out with the boxing pundits. This is what I like about Abel Sanchez's take, and I like both fighters, guys, but I also like honest conversations, and I also like good fights. Let's be honest. Nobody wants to see. I don't want to see Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. I want to see Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez. That's the fight we want. That's the fight we should be really aiming for. And Terence Crawford, Ennis 154, one of the Charles, that could be interesting. But anyway, we're not getting that fight. Let's keep hearing what Abel Sanchez has to say.
You say size and strength. Do you mean in terms of the punching power? Do you mean in terms of bearing his weight on to Crawford? How does that? How does he affect the size over Crawford?
Well, Crawford is used to fighting trucks. He's fighting a semi-truck. He's fighting a big truck now. A big truck that is not so much him hitting with a good shot, is like a perfect shot on the chin. It's just him wearing you down with his size and with the Canelo likes to punch in the arms like my guys do in my gym. He spent some time in my gym, so I'm sure he picked it up there. But once he starts hitting him, it doesn't necessarily on the chin, just hitting him, he'll wear him down. And if he wears him down, Terence putting the weight on that he's put on may not be the fastest, may not be the strongest at that weight. He had difficulties with the 154-pound champion that he beat. So at 168, he's fighting a guy that's been tested against the big names in that division. Yes, he lost against Bivol, but Bivol couldn't really hurt him with any shots. He hit him with a lot of shots. He fought my guy twice and did very well with my guy.